So, because it's been a really long time, for me at least, and I'm usually a binging person, and because I was reading the other series, I had to go back and I watched my own videos for the Poisoner's Ring and for Disturbing the Dead. And most of my pet peeves were handled in Disturbing the Dead. Most of my issues with the series were solved in that. However, there is still one more issue that I would like to see. It's just small issue. I think if anything's going to happen, and that's a big if, because we really don't know yet. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. I could really use the likes. Apparently the likes are really, really important. One of the other channels that I subscribe to, begs for it. They even have this, I don't know how they do this. They're really sophisticated. But they put a box underneath the chat box so that before you can chat in the chat box, you have to say, yes, I hit the like button. Or, yes, no, but I'll do it right now. I've never seen that before. I think it's a little much. So I just like to ask, please hit the like and subscribe. So, my biggest pet peeve, if something happens, and we don't know yet if anything's going to happen personally, I would like Mallory to have an artiste print, draw a picture of herself as she really is. Because unlike the Stitch Through Time books, unlike other time travel books, this particular series is quantum leap type stuff. You have to go watch the Scott Bakula original series, not the remake, the original. It's on YouTube. Find it. So that is the one left pet peeve. If Mallory would have an artiste paint or draw a picture of herself as she is, a sketch artist, someone that can show Gray what she looks like in the 21st century. Because right now she is inhabiting someone else's body. And that someone else's body is 10 years younger than her. And should we back up just a tad bit here? So Mallory was a police officer with the Vancouver department, and Duncan Gray is a doctor and a surgeon who took over the family's undertaking business. And Detective Hugh McCready is a police officer with the Edinburgh Police, and ISLA, ISLA, is Gray's sister. And we really don't need the other characters. What was I saying? So we need, really, for the story, there are a lot of external characters that come to visit, and usually I'll make a list. But because we've read the other books, and because I watched my own video really helped. I know that Gray and Mallory are your couple, first non-romantic couple as of now. Hugh and Fiona and ISLA. Now, Hugh they make a big thing out of this the whole book. Hugh was at one time engaged to Fiona. They had been one of those childhood matches that the parents made. But Hugh decided to become a police officer, and that was not something her family appreciated. So the marriage was let go. Then, oh, I forgot somebody. Shoot. So then we have Fiona and Sinclair. After the engagement was broken with Hugh, Fiona parents hook her up with Sinclair. Wait, no, Cranston. Let me rephrase that. Her parents hook her up with Archie Sinclair, his best friend. I just screwed that up again. Archie Cranston. Her parents hooked her up with Archie Cranston, and Sinclair is Cranston's best friend. And Violet is Archie's sister. And so we have this small group of people. And there's some more external ones too. A lot of it. Most of the action, I'm trying to think, happens on stage, which is good. So we start the book off. And I guess it can, because of the location, I guess. We're not in Edinburgh at this juncture. If you don't know, Mallory is our main character, and she's our detective. And she has gone back in time in the body of a maid, and now she is working as Gray's assistant with the autopsies and doing detective work with Hugh McCready. And they are all off to a wedding. And I don't like these people to begin with. They just, not my core cast, but my wedding people. I don't like my wedding people. Archie has gotten this estate. No. Yeah, Archie Cranston has gotten this estate. Fiona really wants to stay there quite a bit. He doesn't. His friend Sinclair talked him into hiring this gamekeeper for 6 months. This gamekeeper is evil. 100% evil. I don't like him from the get-go. I don't like him from the first word out of his mouth. This gamekeeper convinced Archie that there's stuff going on, that they need traps. Those really old-fashioned, if a bear steps in, it's going to cut their leg off trap. And it's just, I do not like the violence done to animals in this book. That was a bigger pet peeve in here. That really bothered me tremendously. I do not like, it was for plot purposes, but I did not like it at all. It was horrendous. So that kind of bothered me. We also have so we all go to this wedding, and it takes forever for the wedding to happen. Forever. And there are some instances that lead you to believe it might not happen. So that you'll have to read the book to find out if it actually does happen. But so we get there. We get to the wedding, but there's an incident on the way to the wedding. But that is solved quickly. And it's there's a lot of complication with the relationships. They're very intertwined. That's the biggest plot reason in the book, are the relationships between the characters. Hugh seems to have, like I said, he was engaged to Fiona, and they broke it off because he went to be a cop, and that was like the main reason that's given. But apparently, ISLA she married this guy Lawrence, but he has since just died. But before she married him, she had a 5-minute massive passionate kiss with HUGH. So she went ahead and married Lawrence anyway, and they had no children, and he had died soon after that. And HUGH, it's led to believe or insinuated, it's not really stated, but it's insinuated that besides becoming a police officer, which Fiona's family didn't like so much, the second reason they broke off the engagement was because HUGH had feelings for ISLA. So that's a side story there. So during the days that followed getting to the castle, and the incidents with the gamekeeper, very evil man. Archie's friend Sinclair gets murdered, and that's when the cat also gets murdered, and her kittens are left without a mother, and that was just heart-wrenching. But McCready and Mallory treat it as a crime scene, and they work professionally about it. But this is not McCready's area of authority, so they gotta hand it over to the local constable, who's had the job 2 years, who's never had to deal with a murder, very inexperienced, does not want Mallory or HUGH stepping on his toes. When he's first brought to the attention of the group, they think he's an assistant or a lackey, and when he tells them he is the head guy, they're just like, oh, good grief. So he ends up arresting Archie for the murder of his best friend, and his motive is that his best friend was wearing his coat, and Archie plainly states that Ezra often borrowed his coat, and he kept thinking he should just buy Ezra another coat. He didn't mind Ezra taking his. He liked to rib him about it, but he did not mind. And so that was the constable's motive, that Ezra was wearing Sinclair's coat, and Sinclair killed him because of that. So Sinclair goes off to jail, and they spend most of the rest of the book trying to prove that Sinclair didn't do it, find the real murderer, discover a lot of horrible things about Muller, the gamekeeper. Like I said, he was evil, and he had his claws in quite a few different things. and he was involved with the victim, Ezra, in a few things that were very, very um horrible. So I won't. They also revealed that the gameskeeper was involved with a situation with Ezra, the victim, and the victim was also involved in a couple of situations that were unscrupulous and downright horrible. So there's a lot of motive, and you're totally convinced the whole book that it was the gameskeeper, or there was another victim. She is not deceased. She is alive, but she is a victim in another way, and that's one of the biggest secrets of the book, so I won't reveal that. And so the finger gets pointed at a few different people. But in the end, you'll have to decide for yourself when you read the book. And what happens with our romantic couples? That's also another issue with the book, and that's like a huge issue of the book. Will they or won't they? Hugh and Isla. There's really no definite anything. It's like a soap opera. So everybody's taking step 1 or 2. No one has actually gotten to the talk yet. Gray and Mallory have a talk, and it goes 6 ways to Sunday, miscommunication. They also then have another talk to fix the previous talk. And like I said, before anything happens between Mallory and Gray, I want her to have a professional artist draw a picture of herself so she can show Gray what she really looks like. She's not this blonde person. She's somebody else. Because he can't. I guess, can he say he's marrying her for her inside beauty? Because he can't say he's marrying her for her outside beauty because it's not her outside beauty. That's not who she is. She's this other lady from the 21st century. So, will the wedding happen? Who actually did the killing? And there's 2 killings? Who killed the animals? Will the trash be removed? Will the gamekeeper be fired? What's going to happen with Archie sitting there rotting in prison just because someone thinks he killed his best friend because his best friend wore his coat? Is that a good enough reason? Is there more to the story? What's going on with the gameskeeper? He had a situation with Ezra, the victim. Have to check it out. Have a good one.